Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today I want to show you guys this Hot Wheels treasure hunt Porsche 928S Safari. Now this treasure hunt Porsche 928S Safari came out of the 2024 Q case. As you can kind of see right here at the end of the code on the back of the package, it says Q, and it is part of the Hot Wheels Dirt series. It's number 10 out of 10. Off-roaders that were built to feel the mud between their tires. So what makes this Hot Wheels a treasure hunt? I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can look for when you're looking for a treasure hunt. And the first thing is going to be somewhere on the vehicle, not always in the same place on every vehicle. But on this Porsche, there's a round circle with a flame, and it's in a white text or a white color, and it's not always this color too. It might be a different color on different vehicles, probably because of like the paint that they use. This is a red vehicle, so I guess they picked a white flame, and sometimes it's on the picture itself over here, the graphics, but since the vehicle is cut off right here in the back, it doesn't show it. But sometimes the flame might be around here in the front, and I have a couple of vehicles that I've done reviews where it shows the flame itself on the graphics. So that's one way, is to look on the vehicle. The next thing is going to be looking for the text. Sometimes the vehicle, you can move it a little bit and see the text, but this one doesn't really move that much. But the text, I'm going to see if I can remember what it says, but it says, "Congratulations, this symbol means you just found a collectible treasure hunt vehicle." Now you can kind of see the last part of the text right here on the bottom. If it kind of will focus, because it's really small text on here. And when it says this symbol, it's going to be meaning this symbol that you see on the vehicle. And normally you should be able to see the flame, and it's usually a gray flame behind the vehicle if it moves, but you can kind of slightly see the circle right there by the door. But this vehicle doesn't really move. It's pretty stuck in there. So sometimes you can move around the car and be able to see the flame and the message. And usually the message is in America, or I guess US based cards that they made. Some of my viewers have said like the international cards don't even tell you. It just has that flame icon and not have any text on the bottom. So that's a little bit different if you ever find a treasure hunt like somewhere overseas, or somehow it's gotten over here in America, because I have found some vehicles that didn't even have the text, but it is a treasure hunt. So let's move on to the next part of just looking at the vehicle itself. So this treasure hunt they used is the Porsche 928S Safari, and they have had this mold for a while, and it's been recolored in different styles and color schemes and things like that. So for this treasure hunt, it's in a red with some white, not white, yellow striping across. It says 8, Porsche, Sparkle, some of the aftermarket companies. And here's Michelin, which is the tires. And speaking of the tires, since this is the Hot Wheels Dirt series, it's, the tires are not black, they're brown, because it's supposed to simulate that it's ran into like off-roading and everything. So it's actually plastic, it's not rubber, if you guys are wondering, because Super Treasure Hunts, which is actually completely different, it actually has rubber tires on some of these on some other vehicles, but they didn't pick the Porsche this year to be a Super Treasure Hunt. They just randomly pick vehicles to be treasure hunts. Super treasure hunts. This one happened to be a just regular treasure hunt. It's still unique. It's just not as kind of hard to find as a super treasure hunt, but it's still cool. I still pick up treasure hunts because it's like number 2 for the hardest to find vehicles or collectible vehicles. And let's see what else. It has Michelin across the hood, and let's see. I think that says Hot Wheels right there. Yeah, that's a Hot Wheels symbol right there, or a Hot Wheels logo. And let's see. Let's take a look at the front. And since it's like a rally vehicle, it's supposed to have all these fog lights, which it's all painted in red, so you couldn't really tell unless you really know about rally vehicles. So none of the headlights or anything painted so that you can tell that it's headlights. So sometimes Hot Wheels, they don't really color everything and give you much detail. The hood has like the black and yellow stripe across it. And then on the top, there's like a cargo kind of rack on the top. And then the back window of a Porsche, normally there's a back window, but it's all open. It has a tire in the back of it. And then when you look at the back of the vehicle, you got the taillights, which is actually not metal. I think it's like a clear red plastic. So a little bit detail, but not too much. And then let's see, look at the bottom. Not too much detail on it too. Just, all black, smooth. A little bit of the suspension and everything on the back, and the exhaust right here. And let's look in the front, more suspension. So that's how it looks like overall for the vehicle. The glass is a little bit tinted, I believe. You can kind of see, but not really see through it. And this Porsche is supposed to be like for off-roading. So that's why it looks all kind of really wild and stuff you would see in rallies and stuff. But what do you think about this Porsche 928 Safari? I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not like the typical Porsche that you would ever see. You always see the sporty, racy style. You never really see rally style vehicles like this. And the Porsche 928 is an older car. I believe it was like in the 80s, 90s. I think it's around between the 80s and 90s. If you guys know what year this vehicle came out, but because it has the pop-up headlights, I believe back then. It's the round circle. I think I've seen them in person. So it's like a round circle, but it actually it's very interesting. It pops backwards, not like a normal pop-up headlights that go flip up. It flips back into its space. But very cool vehicle. It is a treasure hunt, and it did come out in 2024 out of the Q case, like I mentioned earlier. So, don't give up hope. If you're looking for this vehicle, even though it's 2025 now, you might be able to find it at some stores where they have like back stock, or they just forgot to bring out a case. This is how I found it. I actually found it like a couple weeks ago, randomly at a Walmart, and they brought out an old case, and I was able to find this treasure hunt vehicle from last year. So sometimes, even if you miss a treasure hunt or a super treasure hunt, just don't give up. Just keep on looking through the the bins or on the pegs, and you might be able to find a really unique vehicle and add it to your collection. So let me know below in the comments, what do you think of this vehicle? Have you found it yourself? Is this something you want to grab after seeing this review? I mean, it's a unique car. Normally, treasure hunts, they don't use real cars. They use fantasy vehicles. And it's always cool to see treasure hunts as a real-life vehicle. And they decided to pick it as a treasure hunt. But I still pick up most treasure hunts and super treasure hunts. So this is just a review of the Porsche 928 Safari treasure hunt from Hot Wheels. And it came out of the 2024 Q case. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching.